group, followed by conflict and dissatisfaction, where it's obvious that there may be undeniable conflicts of interest within the community while dealing with the problem. It's critical that everyone can deal with it properly, since it can terminate, or if dealt with effectively, can render an empowered community. The sixth step is the vision of the future. Since they have already passed all previous stages, now the community is ready to plan where it wants to be and what steps need to be taken. So a wider community participation ensures that the vision includes all community members' hopes and aspirations. So now that they have the vision, the assessment of their current status should be done as well to assess the extent of the problem so that an action plan can be defined. So this requires gathering information from sources such as health centers or the members within the community itself. So after assessing, now we are on to setting the objectives. So a shared vision allows the community to list their goals and objectives that they want to be achieved. And they also need to evaluate how realistic the goals are and aim to set moderate goals only. It's followed by options for action, where the goal setting stage naturally leads to the actual planning process of what kinds of actions can be done to accomplish the listed objectives everyone has agreed upon. Followed by getting a consensus on action, because it usually leads to conflict or lack of commitment. So it's important that the community continues to seek resources and handles conflict positively so that the solutions would be advanced or would take place. It's followed by the actual action plan or a specific timetable that will help the community establish clear deadlines for efficient actions towards the problem. It is then followed by the assignment of responsibilities, or who would work under a specific action, who would take responsibility for conducting each activity. Then the mobilization of organization. So depending on the size of a problem, existing internal and external organizations in the community can be asked to join in the community action effort. So the higher resources mobilized, the higher the commitment of the members. 14 is the actual execution or the implementation of the action plan and its monitoring. So actions or backup actions need to be put in place so that the whole plan doesn't go to waste when something goes unplanned. 15 is the actual results or the outcomes of the community that they were able to achieve. And lastly is the participatory evaluation, where the achieved outcomes may or may not be what they originally planned, but it's important to do a self-evaluation process for the purpose of group motivation and reward. So it's crucial that most of the community participate in this evaluation process so that they understand what is learned, what worked, and why it worked, and so that it can be spread throughout the whole community. So our reference material by Figueroa et al. Also developed and designed 2 community matrices on community dialogue and the action process itself. So the assessment of the community can be conducted through direct observation or focus group discussions and interview. So before using these matrices, an evaluator should have a clear definition of the whole community itself. So here is the community dialogue matrix, followed by the action process matrix. All right, now we are on to the social change outcome indicators. So these indicators can be used by the 3 types of evaluators mentioned previously, depending on their purpose. So it provides a description of each indicator for each outcomes of social change. So here are some of the outcomes. First one is leadership, or the larger concept of the role of leadership and its dimensions as well: the extent, the equity and diversity, flexibility, competence, vision and innovation, trustworthiness, and popularity of the leader, which is followed by the degree and equity of participation, which measures the range of participation of the whole community itself, as well as the variety and diversity of the activities of which the members get involved in. So the two dimensions are access to participation and extent and level of participation. Followed by information equity, which refer to the level of awareness and knowledge about the issue or the program itself shared among the whole community, or most commonly known as common wisdom. There are two dimensions to be considered: the awareness and correct knowledge about the issue or the program, and the enhanced flow of information. It's then followed by the collective self efficacy, or the group's shared belief in its capability as a group to reach their goals and accomplish all of their desired tasks. So they have dimensions as well: perceived efficacy to take action as a group, perceived capability of other community members, and perceived efficacy to solve problems as a group. Next is the sense of ownership. So it is defined as the community's belief that the problem or program belongs to them and that they have a commitment to the program or the solution to the problem. So dimensions of this are importance of the issue to the participants, sense of responsibility, their contributions, their benefits, and the participants' sense of ownership and personal identification with the program, which leads to social cohesion for the forces that act on the members of a group or community so that they remain in and actively participate and contribute to the group, wherein members actually want to be part of the group and they generally like each other and they get along well and are united in the pursuit of the group's objectives. So they feel a sense of belonging, feelings of morale, goal consensus, trust, reciprocity, and network cohesion. The last outcome indicator is social norms. So they are the collective standards and rules adhered to and accepted by the majority of a particular society or group. So their beliefs about attitudes and behaviors that are normal, acceptable, or even expected in the social context. So these perceptions greatly influence the behavior within the community. So there are three dimensions on social norms: norms on participation, norms on leadership, norms about the specific issue or program. So that ends my presentation on social change, its causes, the process, and the outcomes. And I only have one discussion question, and it's: how has online activism in the Philippines helped bring about social change, and what are some of its effects on politics and society? So thank you for listening, and see you in my next report.